Coming up in this RV Life video, we are talking about camping 3 ways. The kind when you're far from home and no one knows. The first way is free, but the others will cost you. Now that I have your attention, get your mind out of the gutter and let's talk about RVing. First up is a free camping air, and these are found in small towns throughout the countryside. It's not necessarily a campground, but more of a place for self-contained RVs to park for free for 1 to 3 nights. There are amenities, but we'll show you those later. The kicker is quite simple. You need to pay it forward by visiting the town and spending some money. It's completely based on the honor system. Yesterday, we had a nice lunch and Lucy went to the groomer for a nail trim, and today, the lavender store is open. Well, what are you going to get?
Definitely lavender honey, and then probably some lavender lotion.
Well, Rebecca got cafe au lait. I picked out this sparkling lemonade. And then we had lunch already, so this is just a little treat. Something chocolate. It's got like a chocolate cake. We'll find out. And this is, well, in America they call it an apple pie. But
here they call it a tarte
tatin. Now for the tarte tatin.
Voilà. Mais c'est tout le temps comme ça, tu sais. Oui. Tu vois personne pendant 3 heures. Et tout d'un coup, boum.
It's like warm apple pie. Very good.
Oui, eux ils sont. Ouais.
Now for this chocolate thing. Just move quick. Oh, wow, there's some kind of molten looking chocolate.
Almost looks like a little souffle.
That is good. They do food very well here in France.
You like cafe culture too, Lucy? Oui. We'll spend the afternoon at the cafe in the sunshine. So this is what I've decided I want for my birthday, Ben. It was just my birthday. It's not too late. A house in Provence. I want one with a few geets, though, so that we have places to rent out.
You gotta explain to Americans what geets are.
They're like little Airbnb,
Cabins.
freestanding cabins, yeah, except for that they're usually made of the material like this.
I could totally see us living here one day.
But I want periwinkle shutters and a swimming pool and plenty of land to have a garden. And I want trees and vines and lavender and olives. Maybe some citrus, definitely lemons.
That's a big ask.
No, it's not. It's actually not here. Like, it's totally within reason to have that here.
This village does have some pretty nice houses, like within the village. Look at that gate and a good chunk of land over there. By no means chateaus.
I don't want a chateau,
but
though. Like,
very
really,
nice.
I would love a small little house, 2 bedroom, 2 bathroom, with a bathtub. Which usually here you can get like a bathtub with a clawfoot bathtub, a bath with a clawfoot bathtub in it, and then some buildings around it that you can rent out, so we have income.
Okay, so it's about a 5-minute walk to the town, but let's show you the air that we're staying at. And you know, you've heard us say it in France, they have these things called camping airs, and they're built by the villages so you can give the village business. Most of the time they are free. Occasionally some villages don't have a free air, but they have a paying one. This one's a hybrid. So there's where you dump your gray water, and this is the machine where you can buy electricity and activate the outlets. There's drinking water there, and that's where you dump the pooper.
And water was $3.50, right?
Yeah, it was €3.50 for, well, I don't know how much because it topped us off and we probably needed about 20 gallons. Right now there's about 7 vehicles in, but
it's been that way
yeah.
every night. It's fairly busy It's mid-March, so you wouldn't think it's high season or anything, and it's not, but people are still out and about.
And that's just a few of the many reasons why France has to be our favorite country here in Europe so far. The food is off the charts, the camping is so accessible, and short of the vast open wildernesses that I love about Alaska, that's hard to find anywhere on the planet. But you've been finding
a lot of countryside here in France.
Yeah, it is a very beautiful,
driving through the forests.
Yeah, very beautiful place. You can find favorable weather in the winter if you go down south. It can be a little bit windy. But
lots of small, tiny towns, not big cities.
Yeah, the little green symbols on Park for Night that are the airs, and they are amazing. And as we travel through France, we look forward to sharing more of the reasons why we have come to love traveling in this country so much.
You forgot to show them Lucy's favorite part of this place.
Yes, Lucy loved this place so much because over here is a football pitch, and Lucy's had some wonderful play state sessions chasing her ball, and in the evening there's some kids playing football down here. And also, since we're over here, this is one of the power station sites. Hey, don't eat grass right now. And you just type in like 011 or 012 over at that machine to activate your outlet and buy electricity. But our solar has been working well here.
Yep. And then look at this incredible view, because we're up on, all of these little villages are up on hilltops. So you can see other villages, but then incredible vast valleys with vineyards and olive oil farms and, well, olive tree farms. It's beautiful.
Well, I'd like to give you a brief update about a couple of mechanical things that I've been dealing with on the road here. The first one is our European 230 volt to 12 volt battery charger. It's acting up. It's detecting that it's at a higher voltage on the battery than what it is actually at. So it's not putting out enough charge. It's detecting like 14.2 volts, which would mean fully charged. So it's going to go down to like 1 amp or 2 amps of flow. When you look at the controllers for like our solar charge control or the Victron BMS, they'd be down to like 13.1. And if the battery bank's at 13.1, that battery charger should be putting out more amperage. So I have no idea if it's a software issue or what. It does have a 5-year warranty, but the unit costs about $250. If I jump through the loops for the warranty, I got to do a bench test, I got to submit the claim, I got to take it all apart once, then put it back together, then when it comes time to replace it, take it all apart again. Or do you just bite the bullet and pony up the $250, take it apart once, replace it, then mess with the warranty claim on that other one, and then if they warranty it, then you get a backup and you carry 2 chargers? I don't know. The other problem we've been having is with the Espar diesel hydronic heater that is in the back of our camper, and this is a complicated system, but it pretty much heats up the antifreeze coolant in our engine, and that heats the hot water for our water tank. And also, if we're in like minus 25, that keeps the engine block from freezing up. But the dilemma is, note, we replaced it with a brand new unit in the fall of 2020 back home in Alaska because it had been giving us problems before. 2 times on this trip, we've had an event. The coolant in the reservoir here would get really high after a drive day, and that's unusual. So what I'm thinking, you guys can kind of see it right there, is that we have a problem with the circulation pump. And I say that now because I hear the circulation pump making noise and I'm putting pieces of a puzzle together. But I'm guessing that thing binds up into a position, and how should I say this? I don't know the physics word for it, but you know how if you take your hand in a swimming pool and you're underwater and you move really quick, well, the water that your hand displaces creates like air pockets. I'm sure there's a fancy word for it, but I'm guessing that that impeller back there is cocked in some position that is not just like spinning and flowing like normal, and little bubbles are being created, which would then raise the level in our coolant overflow. It's also, like I said, frustrating because I just replaced it, but I'm pretty confident that it's the circulation pump. And the solution is, when we go home, I will order a new one, and upon the return, take that S-bar out for the 4th or 5th time since we've owned this vehicle. Very, very frustrating, but that is life on the road, and we are in this camper a lot, despite not using the S-bar all that much. So that is a bit of a sensitive subject, and I don't know what the long-term solution is, but I do know that it's about $300 for a new circulation pump, plus probably about 4 hours of my time to get under there and take the unit apart and fix it. But that is just the realities, and one good thing I can say is at least I'm familiar with taking it apart by now.
What are your thoughts about the pay it forward camping philosophy? Would the concept work in your town, or would it attract undesirable guests?
Hoo-wee. It smells strong in here.
The lavender got unpacked.
Oh my goodness.
It smells good.
Oh yeah, lavender smells good, but whew, what all did you spray or just unpack it?
I sprayed the pillow mist, but otherwise I just unpacked it.
Well, it's smelling like Provence in here.
Gotta give it CPR. We call this giving the truck CPR. It's the result of sitting for a few days and the sediment in the bottom of the tank settles, like, you know, the little food particles that go down the sink when you wash dishes. And we push air up into it until it does that. Another beautiful day, and we're off to the Venice of France.
Okay, we are on approach to our next campsite, and we've only covered a whopping 25 kilometers today. And I know at this rate, we're not going to get to our, hey, let me fix that. The wide angle lens is off. The magnet thing. We're not going to get to our storage space in Normandy very quickly at this pace. But the weather down here in Provence is epic. Like 68 to 74 degrees every day and sunny. The weather up in Normandy, 52, rainy, cloudy, kind of dreary and damp. So it was a no-brainer to just stay down here, and then a couple days before we need to be up there, do our push to Normandy. Okay, this is it. Let's see what we have in store. This one is not a municipal air. This is private, so we are going to have to pay. Okay. Let's see here. We got a machine. Okay.
While Rebecca figures out the payment machine, I'll do more than just hold the camera on her. We just pulled into a place very similar to a camping air in regards to being a parking lot and walking distance to a town, but it's not free and you don't have to spend money in the town. Aside from the obvious what made us want to camp in this town, well, it's a funny story. We flew to Provence 18 years ago and visited a nice town with a farmer's market on a river and thought it'd be nice to retrace our steps. Problem is, neither of us could remember the name of the town. We did some searching, and this sounded like the place. But on approach, we quickly realized we were wrong, but I'm calling it a happy mistake.
Ça y est. Attention, attention.
Whew. That was a lot of pressure to figure things out properly. There's a van in the street, and there was a van in front of us, and yeah, good job, you figured it out.
It's ridiculous.
So let's figure out where.
They charged us $5 just for this card and then $15 to stay the night.
I think that might be our spot.
All right. Hello. You're getting really close to them. I think I'd go over a little bit more. Oh, okay. That was a little bit of a stressful check-in. There was the machine that had to buy a card, which was $5, and then pay for the camping, which was $15, and then bring it over here. Well, set up an account to do all of that. Then buy each thing. Then bring it to a different machine and swipe it so it would open the gate and let us come in. And there's a couple in another motorhome waiting behind us to come in, and a couple on the other side waiting to come out, and there's only one in and out. And it was really stressful because
Pressure's on.
Well, and then it was super confusing about how much it cost, and then I finally saw the price down below, because at first it wanted me to put $50 on the card, and I was like, what the hell? It was...
And this is our first time seeing this type of, or this
Yeah,
business of camping. So I imagine there's more of these, whatever the brand name of this campground is, and we can use that card again, but this was our first time seeing it.
Yeah, and everybody was like, the lady from the van behind was standing there like this, and the guy over here was waiting, and he kept coming over to offer to help me.
I got a sour look
And then
from the lady
somebody
over
was
there
mad
for our
that we were
engine
running the
idling.
engine for so long, but it was super. I need a drink.
Luchi, ¿cómo estás, mija? Bonjour, mija. That's 2 languages right there.
Let's show you around our second unique way of camping. This one is located next to a road with a very serious public recycling facility. The amenities, water, and a place to dump the gray are included. And then on the other end of camp is the same beautiful river from our drive-in. Between the rushing water and the chirping birds, it refreshingly overwhelms the senses. Little did I know, it was only going to get better. After settling at camp, we took the short walk into town.
Out of the mountains.
I catch a lot of slack for not liking cities or crowded places, but being with my family right here, right now, is my ideal way of playing tourist. And the views and the vibes keep getting better, so I'm going to shut up now.
Hey, nice little town.
Beautiful little town. So much fun with the, like, that's a river that means business. And all of these little eateries along here. Oh, just doing it again. There. But how fun would it be in the evening when all the lights are up and the water's rushing by to sit at one of those outdoor restaurants?
Yep. It's a beautiful place. Let's go explore it further.
Seriously? Now there's a water wheel with moss and a photogenic village? This place keeps getting better.
Well, I have no idea what the rest of this outing will hold, but we found an ice cream shop, and I got mint chocolate chip and like a chocolate cookies and cream. That is good. Then Rebecca got something she's been wanting to try for a long time. Lavender honey ice cream. Kind of like from the movie It's Complicated,
Yeah,
right?
and they used to have it in San Luis Obispo when I was in college, but it's really hard to find.
That is good. Refreshingly different. I think pizza out of a food van sounds good for the evening. Okay, we could go to a restaurant like that across the river and probably drop €100, or spend €21 and get 2 pizzas.
Ta-da!
Hey, that's a good looking pepperoni pizza in France. Let's see the other one.
Okay.
These are pretty good sized pizzas.
Yeah, they are. We'll have leftovers.
Yeah, totally seeing leftovers.
Those look so
Oh, now
good.
that does look wonderful. We're gonna enjoy our pizzas and totally looking forward to the leftovers that can be eaten on the go. And tomorrow is market day in this village, which is also one of the main reasons why we came here, aside from the outstanding beauty.
It was
We wanted-
nearby that had a market on Thursday morning.
Yep, and it worked, and we're here, and it's a good evening. We'll see you in the morning. And just like that, we are at a market. Not quite what I was thinking.
It's like a market outside.
No, this is not what we were thinking. This is a grocery store. This is not the Thursday marché. Well, we're not walking away completely empty-handed. We grabbed a baguette. Not quite what we thought of it would be, but it is also March and season's not open. Watch your step here.
Yeah. It just goes to show that not every step in travel is a win. But
But we got a baguette.
strongly suspected this was going to be the case after we came to town last night, because everything is,
Dead.
yeah, kind of dead in this town right now.
Onward we go. that was a very nice stop. And so far in this video, it's the first time Google has interrupted me. We've shown you a free camping air, but it's essentially a camping air in the town, but it's private and they charge for it versus municipal. And now we're going to show you a smaller city called Avignon.
McDonald's is in Avignon. Fish and chips, Marseille. Allez.
But so in Avignon, there is no free municipal air. There is a red Park for Night symbol for a private one, but it has horrible reviews. So this is going to be one of the times when you pony up for a campground. This road is skinny.
But the campground is only a few dollars more than the terribly reviewed private air.
Totally. But it's kind of neat. We're going to get to show you a wide range of things on this little pass through Provence.
No sleeping on the job, Lucia.
Turn left onto D25.
Here is the famous McDonald's on Avignon. We wanted to drive past it, but we didn't even have to plan to. It was just here.
I think there's probably numerous McDonald's in Avignon.
I think there probably is more than one.
Okay, there's a big ass truck. So this thing has to be good. I see a barrier in this lane, I think.
Continue for 1 kilometer.
Well, there's some warnings right there.
So if we go to the left lane, you're okay.
In 800 meters, turn right onto Kevin Miller Drive.
Okay. Not far now. Okay, settled into our campsite, and let me show what's happening here. Lucy, I'm trying to talk to the camera. So the solar is doing its job, 95% on the total bank, and a net of 8.2 coming in. Well, now it's something clicked on inside. But then it's showing 13.49 volts. So here's what I'm looking at on our European 12 volt battery charger is, look, it says 14.2 volts there and 0.8 amps coming in. That's not enough to charge a bank because it thinks it's higher. But now I go over to, I'm doing this one-handed, power supply, and close that out, and it says 13.5 volts. So this is the same device, and in one mode it detects 13.5 volts, but then we go to the BMS and it says 13.49 volts. So I think that setting, let me go back here. I know this is weird if you really don't give a shit about this type of stuff. But I want to share what real life is. So back to power supply. Doing this one-handed. Then hit the charger function. And now close it out. 13.52, but wait for it. Wait for it. Now 14.2 volts. Like, it starts to detect the right voltage, but then it trips up somehow.
So it's not charging the batteries is the important factor.
That is the gist of it. Or at this time, it's only putting in 0.8 of an amp, which is not much. Fortunately, we have 520 watts of solar up there. We have decided not to go into the city today. It's about 12:45. Rebecca has in 5 hours and 15 minutes some work meetings back in North America. So our workday starts in the evenings here, at least for a lot of what Rebecca does. So this is our campsite, number 100. It's pretty darn average. It wasn't perfectly level by any means. So we did run it up on 3 blocks of our Go Treads, and we still have like a 0.5 degree lean, but that is within tolerance for us.
There we go. Yay.
All right, we are going to walk around the campsite for a bit and go ask some questions up front.
We must place our order for fresh baguettes in the morning, because if you order one and croissant and pastry, then in the morning they deliver you fresh bakery goods.
To your site?
I don't know if it comes to the site or you have to go pick it up.
Okay, because we are going to go to the market on Friday morning.
Oh,
so
that's true. So maybe
we'll be
we
in
wait
town
till
anyways.
Saturday to do
Yep.
that.
Here's the block of bathrooms and showers. There's those bells again. They're everywhere. Let's see here. Let's see who's... Okay. Older, but clean. That's nice. They're halfway semi-outdoors. We'll let you know about the hot water situation later, but I'm pretty confident it will be good. Right here is the toilet dump station. And then over here are the toilets. And it's a pretty nice campground so far. Opening for the season on May 1 is the swimming pool, but it's the middle of March now, so no swimming pool. Looks like over here is where the snack bar and restaurant exist during peak season. And here's one of the things we need: laundry. And there are washers and dryers and a machine to somehow pay for it. We'll tackle that one later. Oh, ironing boards. It's the first time seeing that. This is an interesting sign. Alligators. This is the market.
That's really weird because it said in the thing that it was open, well anyway, open 8:15 to 11:30 a.m.
That's it.
Yep, so
Okay.
let's come back tomorrow and see this place.
Not a problem. We have enough food for the day. Wrapping up our little walking tour here. This is the row right along the river. So it doesn't look like it's quite right on the water, but let's see what is visible through the fence. Well, yeah, you can see a little bit of the old walled city, but there's a public walking and bike path right along the river. So it's nice and secure here behind the fence. That's valuable.
Yep.
Now this is a good looking lunch, if you ask me. Olive oil. They have the best olive oil over here. Got some of that baguette from the village. 3 cheeses, some lunch meat, nuts, basil, microgreens, peppers, and tomatoes. This is probably our favorite style of lunch or even meals in this camper. Whatever we have, whatever fruits, vegetables, produce, meats, cheeses, slap them all together, throw them on some crackers or bread, and you are good to go. Oh, good morning. It's a Friday. Had a work session and a little bit of rest yesterday, and we are heading into Avignon. Let's see here. It says it's about a 33-minute walk to the market that we would like to visit. That's great. That's totally good within a good distance, because we will get to see stuff in Avignon along the way. But speaking just for myself, we've been on the go since we left Greece, moving every 2-3 couple one-night stops for coming up on 3 weeks to a month, and I really could go for just staying somewhere for a week. But in a week, we have to be up in Normandy at our storage space to fly back to the States. So,
And it's raining there, so
yeah,
we'll sit in the rain for a week.
exactly. Like, we could just drive up, but like I said, don't feel like sitting in the rain.
Now we got a stick. She is so cute.
Okay, so we're gonna walk the aisles and see what they have before making any purchases. Another thing we need to ask ourselves is that once we buy these groceries, to some degree, the clock's going to be ticking, and yeah, to go home. And we're not going to bounce all this nice produce and make some meat all around Avignon. So let's figure things out.
Well, we think we ordered an omelet to share and a salad to share, but I have a really bad feeling as I sat and thought about what I think he said at the end. He might think we wanted 2 omelets. Anyway, the salad has arrived, and make it so I can take a bite and not look like an idiot. All right, here we go.
The dressing looks good.
The dressing is like an Asian sesame. It's good. No.
Yeah, we're not too sure what's going to happen, because we thought we only ordered 1 orange juice and then 2 came out. But then we thought we only ordered 1 salad and 1 came out. So what happens next is completely unpredictable. But I think,
2.
yeah.
But he said même chose at the end, which means same choice, and pointed at you. And now I'm thinking, he thought, instead of me thinking that meant like we would share, he thought it meant like you wanted the same things. So.
Well, this is what we signed up for in our lives, and I would expect more out of your fluent French skills.
I'm not fluent. You're the one who's always saying that, and I'm not. I sit there and think for a while, and then I go, oh my god, that's what they said.
And another thing that we kind of live by is if that's the worst thing that happens today, we're doing all right. Well, the verdict is out. 2 omelets, 2 orange juice, 1 green salad. You're cutting into it, so you might as well do the tasting for the camera.
Okay.
It's a ham and cheese omelet.
It's a really good omelet.
This is a damn good omelet, but the reason why we only wanted to order 1 green salad, 1 omelet was because it's early in the day, and generally speaking, I'm not much of a breakfast person, and Rebecca's not much of a breakfast person. Case in point, I'm full after eating half of my omelet, and look where Rebecca stopped after eating hers. And then they brought out fries for each of us. It's just a little too much food for 11 in the morning.
It was good though.
It's very good. Now that we're done with brunch, we are going to go pick up some produce here and then run over to a Spar grocery store for the everyday grocery things. This market is definitely more expensive, but the produce looks good, and I would hate to pass that up by going to the grocery store and discovering that the Spar has crap produce. So we're covering our bases. Good produce here, groceries at Spar, take an Uber back to camp because it's going to be probably from the Spar a 35-minute walk, bouncing all those groceries, when you can spend 10, 11 euro on an Uber and get them there without spoiling or bruising.
Ben forgot to mention we actually were here in 2006, the first year that we were married. So we've kind of already seen Avignon, and it would be fun to revisit it. It's not that we don't want to, but sometimes you just need a day of rest, and we both kind of pushed ourselves to come in so we could see this market and come to town and get some groceries. But sitting here, like the thought of walking all over Avignon, looking at things, and all, it just sounds miserable today. We're both exhausted. So we're gonna go back to the truck and have some rest, but we also have a lot of laundry to do, so we might get started on that. So I'm sorry, we're being party poopers, but if you want to learn more about Avignon, Google it.
Yeah, watch somebody else's video.
Yeah.
I also feel bad saying we're tired of traveling. Not that, like, tired of traveling per se, but we're tired of the travel because not everybody gets to kind of do what we do. So it's like, oh wow, you've been traveling for 3 to 4 weeks and you're exhausted. Poor Ben and Rebecca. I just feel kind of, it's weird verbalizing the words when I know in some ways how many people would really love to do what we do.
But you have to take some days for yourselves too, and we really haven't. Since we left Greece, we have been on the move, and even days that we did take off were like doing laundry, working, going to the grocery store. Like when you're living on a travel schedule, then all the things you have to do normally still have to happen, plus all the travel. And we've driven from the bottom of Italy to, the bottom third of France so far in 3 weeks, plus visited all these places, and we don't normally travel this fast.
Yeah.
And I worked till late last night.
We've both been juggling work over the past month in the cracks of our day. You, with your work meetings, start at 6 o'clock at night and sometimes go to 11, which is nice because it allows
the day open. It's wonderful.
The day for driving and all that. But
I'm tired today, and I'm always tired on Fridays because that's the day after my work meetings. But it's just real life. Like and if I knew that it was coming to an end soon, I would be like, oh, we'll just push. But we have another week before we fly home from France, and then we have to drive all the way from Texas to Kansas to pick up our truck, and then drive all the way to my mom's, and then you have to fly to California. Like, we have so much going on for the next month. And
like you said,
be busy once we get home too.
Yeah.
We're not going home to like sit on the couch. I don't know why you know what it is? We're Americans, and that's why we feel the need to justify that we're tired. Like the rest of the world is much better at just saying, I need to rest today. But the Americans are like, no, we gotta do it all. And we really don't. We can relax.
Yeah. And also, this is not going to be our last time in France.
No.
The truck is here, And France is like one of those countries that you have to cross through almost no matter what. If you're going Spain, Portugal, Morocco, it's a wonderful geographic country for that.
Well,
but
I
we're
don't
going to
know
be
about you,
here.
but I'm gonna live here someday, so
Yeah,
I've always wanted to.
as long as the fishing's good, sign me up.
Well, groceries have been put away, and we watched the last 2 episodes of Masters of the Air on Apple, and very, very good series. Last 2 were tearjerker, intense movie or episodes.
And holding your breath, like, who's gonna survive?
Yeah. So we are now enjoying afternoon coffee while
And
sitting.
Croissant,
Yep, that's
French
like
tradition.
yes. In the afternoons, a pastry and coffee is a tradition in France. Sounds like a good one to me.
I think it's one we should carry on out,
Throughout the world.
even when we leave France this time.
Okay, fair enough. So yeah, we got the camp chairs out and gonna chill out to some copyrighted music. Either way, I think it's a wrap for this video. I hope you enjoyed just seeing 3 completely different camping scenarios and yeah, what life is like on the road for us. You know, things break, but yet you still function. You go places, there's nothing there when you thought there's going to be something there. But a lot of the things we just take for granted now or roll with the punches after the handful of years we've been doing this in Europe. And I don't know.
It's easier than it was 3 years ago.
Yes, it definitely gets easier and easier, and especially here in France. It's, I don't know how to say it other than it's easy. Even though I'm not by any means comprehensive on French, but it is
Most
just,
people speak English here.
yeah, but it's just easy, which is refreshing. So, like I said a minute ago, that's a wrap.